Entrepreneur who's thinking about starting a school, you're just not sure how to go about it in a way that's simple and easy and actually works, then this video is for you. But first, why should you listen to me? So the way I got myself here is I was in B2B door-to-door sales. I had just been turned down by the same prospect for the third time, and he had told me to come there at this time I was selling, and I could see him looking at me behind the glass, and he wouldn't come out and talk to me, and I was so pissed. So I'm sitting in my car, drinking my Diet Coke, eating my apples, I'm scrolling TikTok lives, as one does, and I come across my mentor, Mike Gowans, who was showing how he used Skool in his business. At this point, I had tried everything: content, courses. I had done ThriveCart, Kajabi, Thinkific, Teachable, and nothing had worked. I had probably 5 or 6 different domains and websites and WordPress, and it wasn't going anywhere. I had half a client. I say half a client because she was a neighbor and a friend, and someone she was there, someone wasn't there, and I decided, I was wondering if I was ever going to be able to get my coaching business off the ground. I had a master's degree in positive coaching psychology, and I knew I had so much to offer, but it felt like everyone else had figured something out, and I was just going to be a failure in door-to-door sales for the rest of my life, and I just wasn't okay with that. So I joined Skool. I went all in. I took massive action. I did everything he told me to do, and within 90 days, I had my first 10K month. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen as quickly for you. I'm crazy like that, and there was no other option for me. There was no going back. Most of you aren't going to get there because most people just don't take action. We're going to fix that. They're waiting for the perfect time. The things that are going to keep you stuck from getting where you want to go is it's having like 15 different platforms and none of them working. You're distracted. You're making courses and offers and changing your niche and, not being consistent in your content. And I see this a lot where everybody wants passive income. They want to sell courses because they don't want to trade time for money. And they're worried about scaling, talking about, oh, this isn't scalable, before there's anything to scale. If you are not at 20K months yet, you don't have anything to scale. You just don't. And then secondly, they don't have enough traffic, they don't have attention, and they don't have trust. We are in a era where I believe the future of marketing is going to be based on competence. Because there's so many things for sale, so many coaches, healers, people selling things, and it's really difficult to get the amount of trust you need from a 60-second TikTok or reel. When I was in Alex Hormozi's 100, I was in his mastermind last year, they said if you're under 50K months, your biggest bottleneck is traffic. It's just that simple. Not enough people know about you. So what I've seen work, what worked for me and what I've seen work for my clients is that you take massive action. Because when you take massive action, you get momentum, you get data, you're really learning what works and what doesn't work, because you can never figure it all out up here. Clarity comes from action. Overwhelm is too many ideas, not enough follow through. I was in Hormozi's mastermind and then working with Mike Gowans. Alex is a manifesting generator. Mike Gowans is a generator. And what had happened was, even though I hit my first 10K month in 90 days, I was burning myself out. I was trying everything. And so the massive action thing worked, but I realized I didn't have the sustainable, as a 4/6 self-projected projector with no energy centers, if I'm trying to compete with a generator in terms of output, it's never going to work. I'm going to burn myself out. And we got to make it sustainable. So that's where human design comes in. And the beautiful thing is, even though there's 1.5 million ways to grow your online business, the problem is most of them work. It's about finding what works for you and your energy so that you don't burn yourself out and you make beautiful, happy money that creates freedom for you and your family. This is the key. So if you're a projector, reflector, manifester, because we don't have this sacral energy, we need systems. Because you don't want to be doing everything manually and trading your time for money forever. And so, because once you have systems in place, you can get a VA, you can outsource, automate, eliminate, delegate. So we want to make it as simple as possible. Generators typically, even though they have the energy, they don't have the strategy and they don't have the confidence because they haven't been doing the work that lights them up consistently. So like your aura just shrinks. And what we need as generators for generators is response. You need to be able to get feedback from your audience and they will tell you what they want to see from you. And we build it with them. We're not doing this Wizard of Oz shit where you go behind the velvet curtain and make this course and program and all these things. And then you come out and you're like, hey, who wants to buy this? Literally no one. You're meant to create in response, and a community allows you to do that. Manny gens, my little squirrels on crack, I love you so much, can be all over the place. When I say that with love. So we need a place where we can hold all of your pivots and programs and ideas and offers and masterclasses. I have a client I'm thinking of who, that's what we did. That's what we said. So it's really easy to pivot and change and move things around because it's all just already there for you. Now, let me just show you on Skool. So if you don't know, Skool is a community-based platform that also allows you to meet with your members, do your live calls in there. It's got so I have right here on the calendar tab, and it's so easy to set up. Every Monday morning for, North America people, I do a Matcha Muffin Monday call. I have my mastermind calls here on the calendar. You have your classroom. This is where you can have all of your courses. And I'm going to tell you the only course you need to set all this up in just a second. I have this free roadmap or onboarding course. This is open to everybody when they join. I have this online persona with human design. So another cool thing is you can have gamification. So once you start building some resources and materials, you can have things in the classroom that unlock with engagement, which is super cool. You've got your about page. So this takes the place of your website, and it converts better than pretty much any other platform. You do not need a 10-step funnel to make sales. And that's what I realized with Skool is I was overcomplicating my business, and I was coming up with all of the ideas, but I didn't have the connection and the relationships built with my ideal clients. So I was making things that they didn't really want. And a community allows us to compress that time between idea and income. So this serves as your about page. It's so easy to set up. I'm actually doing a 5-day challenge right now to launch your freemium Skool, where I work with you one-on-one for 5 days to set up your entire freemium Skool community. Freemium means it's a free community on the front end, high ticket on the back end. So this solves the attraction problem because you're able to bring people into your world and then figure out what it is you can sell them that solves a problem. And then lastly, we've got the community tab. This is where you can do posts. I can post, my members can post. I can share videos. It's really pretty simple. Okay, so the first step in getting all of this off the road here is we're going to pick a market. Are you in health, wealth, or relationships? I'm in the wealth space. Most people, they're like, oh, but it helps all of them. It's good for all of these things. No, we're going to focus on one market. It's very important because if you're not repelling anyone, you're not attracting anyone either. So you decide, are you in health, wealth, or relationships? And then to find your angle, it's either going to be a pain that you've solved for yourself. The most successful communities solve a clear problem, and it's a problem that the leader has solved for themselves. It could be a passion, something you're really interested in and excited about, or it could be a profession, something that you learned in your career that now you have this skill set that you can share with others. So I am in the wealth market, and I combine human design and my background in marketing. I was marketing director. It's my secret sauce, my magic sauce. And so yours could be something just like that. And this is going to evolve and change as you grow. We're not trying to get it perfect. We're just trying to get it going. When you're trying to teach something you haven't done, that's what creates imposter syndrome. You think you have to show that you're so much further along than you actually are for people to trust you. And that's not actually true. It could be a problem that you're trying to solve for yourself. Imposter syndrome comes from you being broke and trying to teach manifestation, or a dating and relationship coach who hasn't been in a relationship for 5 years. It's never going to work because that voice is always going to be in your head. Remember, just because you're not where you want to be doesn't mean you don't have something to offer. You already have enough experience, wisdom, and insights to monetize. It's just about packaging and putting it all together. And one of the first things I do with my clients when they join this 5-day challenge is get super clear on that, because as a projector, I can see your gifts. Like, I can see it. And we come up with your marketing message, your niche, and we set it all up, because it's so much easier to see from the outside in. But we don't want to overthink this. Just because you're not where you are doesn't mean you don't have something to offer. Where you are now is where your ideal clients want to be. You are the niche. You are your best first client. So to launch our school, all we need, remember, we don't need a course, is you can create a profile picture. So here's mine. You add your profile picture, edit, and I can change my profile picture. You're going to create your about page. This just means that you have an image here. And don't overthink or try to make this perfect. I see people spend like weeks trying to perfect their about page when that time would be so much better spent just trying to get traffic and people into your group. We're going to talk about how to do that here in a second. So your about page, you can make a cover image using Canva, or it could just be a picture of you doing the thing that you're teaching in the community. It doesn't have to be special, and you can always change this. You can always change it. And then for the about page, I would recommend doing discover and looking for other communities in your niche, or even in different niches, and see what their about pages look like. What are they talking about? Just doing this is going to give you so many ideas. We just want to be clear on who the community is for, call them out. What are they going to get? And what are the benefits to them? And if you don't even need a video there. You don't even need a video there yet. Then we want to do a welcome post. Again, this can be so simple. So, hey, welcome to my community. And, introduce yourself below by sharing a picture of your workspace. And I have templates for all of these things. So if you want to do the challenge, you can do that. But even inside my roadmap course, that's free and open to everyone, I have a whole checklist. So you got resources. And then we want to invite at least 3 friends. Now, understand, when I first started my community, the only people in there were like my mom and friends from like 5 years ago. Like your besties who support you no matter what. And you just say, hey, I just started this amazing community. I'm not really sure what it's going to be about yet, but I would love to have you in there. And we just need to start inviting people, because that's how you create a community. So it's not just you. They did research on this, that when you invite at least 3 friends, you have a 50% higher chance of succeeding on Skool, because now all of a sudden, instead of you just being in your community tweaking things, you've got people in there, and it forces you to take action. One last thing on this is that don't start your Skool just to make money. The people who succeed on Skool are here to build relationships and connection and serve their communities. Then the money will naturally follow. But when you start your Skool just to make money, you're going to say, oh, I need this to be paid. People need to pay me. And you don't really know what you're talking about yet. and you don't have your audience isn't big enough to monetize it. Like, if your goal is to get to 10K months or 20K months as soon as possible, freemium is the way to go. The money will follow. With the massive action and the momentum, it will come, because money is just an indicator of value provided to somebody other than yourself. And the person who cares more about the prospect wins. So when you're building relationships and connecting with people, you're going to get such good insights and data to make your offers better and better and better and better, because they solve a specific problem. Like I said, I've tried every different model on Skool. And the one that works the best, and Hormozy even talks about this, he just made a post about it, is we do a free community on the front end and then a high ticket on the back end. This allows us to get as many eyeballs on our offer and community as possible, and as many chances to monetize it, to create an offer that people actually want to buy. And the reason is, with a free community, with a freemium community, you get, I just wish I could see the numbers, 20% conversion rate on the about page, meaning if you send 100 people there, 20 of them are going to join. This is on average, versus if it's a paid community. I encourage you to do the math before you decide, I'm going to charge $27, $47, $299, whatever it is, because I guarantee you're going to make more with a high ticket offer. We want to start with the thing that is not scalable. Okay, so should you do the next step would be deciding whether you want a free or the hobby or the pro plan. So I just have the pro because personally, they both come with a 14-day free trial. The hobby plan, they take 10% of however much you earn, and on the pro plan, it's like 3%, I guess. But the reason I chose it is because I wanted the custom URL. There's so many people joining Skool, and if you're doing something cool and you're in a new niche or even a popular niche, like having that URL is going to be so great. And then also, they're not going to promote other groups inside of your group. And they both come with a 2-week trial. And you don't have any Skool branding. So that's just my 2 cents. Okay. Now, let's think about the easiest, most fun, because Skool isn't just about making money, it's about having fun and not taking ourselves too seriously. The way that you want to think about growing your Skool and curating your community is a party versus a lecture. Okay. If you invited all your friends over and you were like, had a bunch of PowerPoint slides and you like holding them captive, making them watch these slides, they're gonna be like, this is so boring. They're never gonna come again. They don't want that. Versus a party, you're like, hey guys, come over. I'm going to have a taco bar and margaritas and a DJ and we can hang out on the porch. And it's going to be great. Which one do you want to be at? Which one do you want to be at? And this is like the push versus pull method too, because when you have PowerPoints and lectures and courses, you're like pushing things on them that they haven't asked for. Versus the pull method, when you have less in your community to start, they're going to start asking you questions and telling you what they need. They will always tell you. And then they pull it out of you. Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah, we want to pull them in, not push. Don't try to push your knowledge, your courses, just please don't do it. I built so many courses before I started my school. Do you know how many sales I made? None. I might have sold one at like $47. Which is really discouraging because you think you have so much to offer. Who's making courses or selling courses? They're making so much money. Why don't I make a course? Do not make a course. Don't do it. And now, once we have our community set up and we're bringing people in, how do we monetize this? How do we convert that into cash flow? This is the best way. This is hands down the best way that doesn't require you to make a course. You offer to help someone one-on-one for 5 days for free. In exchange for, you get a testimonial, you can ask them for referrals, and then for permission to pitch your offer if they get really great value. This is, like I believe that the future of marketing is competence. And when you can show someone that you actually can help them by actually helping them and they're taking action, they're seeing progress, they're getting results, they're going to pay you to continue that momentum. Otherwise, the speed of trust, it takes so much longer to create a piece of content, get them into your community, hope they book a call with you, and pitch your offer. Because people are distracted. And some of you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to do a free one because then I'm just going to get tire kickers. Nobody in their right mind is going to show up every single day for 30 to 60 minutes, take another day to meet with you for 5 days if they don't have a problem that they need solved. Now you're getting all this valuable research, market data, insight from your customers, and this allows you to make the perfect offer, the perfect pitch, to really understand where they are versus where they want to be. And now, if you're not sure how to set this up for yourself, this is something that we work on inside the Launch Your Freemium Skool Community in 5 Days Challenge. I only do 2 of these every week, and the spots fill up pretty quickly. They open on Mondays, but if you want that, you can just join a Spiritual Business School, and the Skool challenge is right here. You can sign up, you can get on the wait list, you'll be able to book your call from there. What we want is happy cash flow. We don't just want everybody's money. We're not trying to serve everybody. We want money that people are happy to pay us and that we enjoy earning. You want the value of your offer to be 4 times as much as the price. When the value and price match, nobody buys. When the value exceeds the price, people buy and they're happy to do it. So don't try to charge as much as you possibly can from the beginning. We don't want to do that. We just want to bring in some customers, nail our offer, and get some momentum going. This is our system. is we create traffic. You can use YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. We send them to our Skool community about page. We on average get a 20% conversion. You direct them to the 5-day challenge for free. I recommend if you're under 10K months doing it for free, but that part's up to you. It could be free or paid. And then you have a high ticket offer on the back end. We want to focus on one offer, one sales flow, one platform, one community until successful. Don't pour your attention into 15 different cups because you're still going to be thirsty. None of them are going to get full. And just know that this takes patience. Don't compare yourself to where anybody else is. We look at a lot of people measure their progress in weeks or even days. And when they don't see the results, when they're not getting as many people in there, when the sales aren't coming, they get down and discourage themselves, and some even give up. We want to measure our success in quarters. It takes just as much time to build something right as to build it poorly. And it always takes longer than you think. It always takes longer than you think. You have to have faith in yourself that this is developing. Like, the work always works. It's either working on you or it's working for you. And you have to let it work on you long enough so that it can work for you. So bottom line, we want to pick one thing, one offer, go all in, launch your community. Don't wait. Get some people in there, get some feedback, get some data. Be patient with yourself. Ask the creator for help. Pray. Take massive action, massive physical work, massive spiritual work, knowing that this is all happening for your benefit. Because if you know there's no going back, you burn the boats and go all in. Remember, simple is sexy. There's a million different strategies and they pretty much all work. You don't know their human design. You don't know their past. You don't know how long they've been working on this. You're in the perfect place right now to get started making bank on Skool. So if you got some value from this, please join Spiritual Business School. You can sign up for the challenge and leave me a few comments. Mwah.